Hey, what up, all? This is Mick. So this is my gold standard run on the game. I believe it's called Amalang or Amlang. Either way, it's basically should be called ridiculous because this game is I don't know, just epic in its outright craziness that goes on. Anyways, enjoy. So, as I said, this game starts out kind of weird. What they do is they give you limited shot capabilities at the very beginning of the game, forcing you to really put your shots like, you know, in the right position when you're shooting. And then as the game heats up, you get your shots get quicker. There you go. You can see I have now better shots. And you know it makes the game unique, but really what makes this game really fun is that there is an unlimited, like, they basically use all the enemies from the games to attempt to attack you with. So as you can see right now, they're spawning those little circular guys around me. They have these helicopter enemies which fly around shooting their shots at you. They have those little red guys that come flying around. They have those snake-looking things, which were only available in the first version of Pew Pew during, I believe, Chromatic Conflict game. What else? Like, they throw out the flying triangles from Assault. They throw out those circling blue triangles from various other games. They basically put everyone in this game, and thus it gets ridiculous. As you can see, just the amount of carnage that's going on. Right there, I made a stupid mistake and got hit by one of the bigger enemies, which, as we all know, if you've been watching, deals 5 points of shield damage. And for the most part, those guys will just kill you if you hit them. Like, I think certain times you might have enough shields to survive that hit, but in reality, there's no. I mean, it's not like any sort of help, because you really do just lose 5 lives, which are pretty important in the long run. So, what can I talk about with this game? It's basically just chaos. You use the circular yellow. I don't even know what you would call them. Circular yellow barriers to hide from some of the blasts that go off. You see, I dodged I used it to dodge the shrapnel that comes out of the blue guys when you defeat them. When they start spawning these guys in a circle around you, you have to look at the type of enemy it is, and then from there you can determine whether you're allowed to shoot quickly or not. The circular green guys who spawn around you cannot hit them initially, but the arrow guys that go in circles around you, those can be shot instantly. So I know that kind of was probably the worst description I could have given, but it was there is some like strategy that goes on to deciphering how you should handle every situation. One little strategy for, like, right now, where the blue guys are coming out, is to hide somewhat in the center of the map between 2 different pillars. And what that does is it prevents the blue guys from reaching you. As you can see, there's one blue guy that's just bouncing around on the right side of the map. And that's because he's stuck between the wall and the pillar. And that's basically the idea of that strategy. If you stay right in between those 2 pillars, they cannot hit you. Now, obviously, I don't want to say that I implemented it or I used that technique, but I do recommend it in terms of just a smart thing to do. When they start spawning around you, you can basically be sure that you're not going to really be attacked by too many other enemies. They tend to organize the enemies that spawn in a way that allows you to actually survive, thankfully. You may have just noticed they have the yellow blocks spawning now, and these yellow blocks are new to Pew Pew 2. What they do is they can go through walls, basically, and they go in somewhat I don't even know what you would say, like a checkered formation, where you can either only go forward or to the right, and they basically move like blocks. If you think about that, making for a really, really, really fun. What is the word I'm looking for? A really fun campaign game in Pew Pew 2, which, if you all have ever played it, that was one of my favorite ones. It was probably one of the hardest ones, but the energy and the speed associated with that game is just so intense that you can't help but love it. But as it is, you collect those shooter power-ups, and those allow you to be a little bit safer during these fights. When the block guys start coming around, you kind of lead them to a corner and then run around the corner. One little technique for avoiding those block guys, if you're maybe having issues with those in either this game or in the campaign mode, is they go straight. They basically can either go straight or they can go sideways, but they're not going to go both ways at the same time. So what you can do is, if there is a path, even an inch of space, even like a millimeter of space between between your straightforward and their straightforward, you can run right past them and not even have to bat an eyelash, because they will not be able to get you. And that's actually the only way that you can beat that campaign mode, is to realize that you can run through these guys without fear of getting hit. And if without that knowledge, you really don't have a chance to beat that level. So what, chaos is still ensuing. It's always bad to stay close to the walls. If those block guys spawn, you're basically screwed. So I try my best to stay away, but of course, I'm doing it right now. So in the midst of battle, as you all know, you can't really control everything you do. And so you really only can rely on ideas as you're playing it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention they have the purple guys in this game. The ones, the flower petal guys. Man, they throw everybody in this one. It just gets ridiculous. In fact, so ridiculous that I've almost run out of stuff to say. So enjoy the run. I'll get back to us as soon. So it should be over soon, but I haven't watched this in a while, so I don't know. I remember, like I said, I was almost done. I remember playing this game and thinking, man, I could almost go continue playing and playing, because of how you can get enough lives in this game to almost not worry about getting hit, and that makes for a very interesting gameplay, because it makes you almost feel invincible for a little bit when you're obviously not. But at the point where I lost in this game, which we haven't, oh, there we go, we reached it. I thought that I almost could just continue going, but then of course I hit that snake guy, and I believe he does either 5 points of damage or 3 points of damage. I don't know, it was some ridiculous number. That was unfortunate. But anyways, my score was 48,370, which is 10,000 or 18,000 more than the gold standard, which I felt pretty happy about. This is a fun game. Different fun than for say Assault or Dodge this, but at the same time, it's just so epic. The amount of enemies, the amount of just straight out carnage that's going on, that you almost can't help but love it. So anyways, peace.